I held a ruler against the wall corner and made a horrifying discovery. Parts of the wall were slanted at impossible angles. Even stranger, when I poured a glass of water on what looked like a perfectly flat floor, the liquid split into two separate streams, flowing in opposite directions. After discovering these anomalies, I grabbed a tape measure to investigate further. First, I measured the interior width of the room, then went outside to measure the same wall from the exterior. The inside was somehow 3 meters wider than the outside. The house had impossible geometry. My daughter suddenly shivered, complaining about a chill in the air. She hurried inside to grab a sweater, opening her bedroom door and stepping through. She never came back out. Standing in the hallway, I figured she was playing hide and seek. But when I pushed open her door, all I found were her clothes lying on the floor. She'd vanished, panic rising in my throat. I tore through the house, searching for her, checking every closet, under every bed, behind every piece of furniture. Nothing. What I didn't know was that my daughter Ellie had slipped into some kind of parallel space within our home. She wandered down an endless corridor, clutching her doll for comfort. When she finally reached a room at the far end, she froze in terror. A massive bathtub sat in the center, water overflowing onto the floor. Something that might have been a person was submerged beneath the surface. Meanwhile, I continued my frantic search. Opening what should have been the second-floor bathroom door, I found myself stepping into the first-floor living room instead. The house had become a labyrinth. To keep track of where I'd be, I dragged a chair over to prop open the door. But when I turned back, the 3-meter hallway had stretched into an impossibly long corridor that seemed to vanish into darkness. I crept toward my study at the far end. Behind the bookshelf, a door had appeared where none had existed before. Ellie had to be through there. Steeling myself, I stepped through the threshold. The door slammed shut behind me with a finality that made my blood run cold. Somewhere in that twisted space between walls, Ellie had encountered an old man. His presence felt wrong, like he'd been waiting there for years, or maybe forever. That's when I heard her scream. The sound echoed from everywhere and nowhere at once. I ran from room to room, but each door led somewhere different than it should. Another scream. This time I was certain it came from directly ahead. I kicked the door open with all my strength. I was back in the living room, but this time, thank God, Ellie was there. Sitting on the stairs, trembling, I grabbed her and held her tight, terrified that if I let go, the house would swallow her again.